Went over that, yeah? Did Roger go over the handles? Okay. Grab those babies.
All right.
Kyria, get the handles, yes. I was saying everything but grab the handles.
And you would use that
99% of the time, if a client's been here a long time, I'll ask them like, hey, or I know at this point that I know they like the handles or they don't.
Okay.
Certain people, I'm always trying to build their grip strength, so I might be like, hey, are you okay just using the band? Great. If not, then I'll put the handles on. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Brett. So you're gonna do a pull down. Have you sit down. Okay. So you're gonna keep your chest up. You're gonna pull those shoulders down. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your hands to your armpit and pull it down. So what you're thinking about is pushing those shoulders down to the ground. You're bringing your hands to your armpit, control it back up. What I want you to do is breathe out as you're pulling down. You're gonna breathe out. Breathe in, coming back up. Everything is cool. All right.
So now we're back on the top, right? So now we're like, Brett's literally never done a pull down. We're not in advanced exercises anymore. We're in beginner exercises.
All right. So I want you to pull those shoulders down. Okay. Keep that chest up. Good.
So there's a big issue for me right now on his arms. What is his arm doing?
They are bent.
Right, so when you're straight, Brett, is there tension on the band?
Not that much.
Okay, so as a coach, you need to be able to identify from a viewpoint, like, hey, is there enough tension on that band in his arms? Because of course, if Brett's never done a pull down before, he doesn't know the difference. And the way I described it is, Brett, I want you to be able to feel your shoulders come into protraction. So when the band is pulling you up, go ahead, let the band pull you up. Right there, is the band pulling you into protraction or no? Meaning, okay, perfect. So that's fine for day one. Normally what I want is it to feel like this on him. I want it to feel, so when he retracts, with a straight elbow retract, right? The band's now tight when he retracts. Yeah.
All right, right. Okay. Extend your arm. Are you feeling it? Feeling it pulling? Okay, so I want you to push those shoulders down. Pushing those shoulders, elbows down to the ground. Down to your armpits. Slowly bring it back up. Bring those shoulder blades. All right. Breathe out as you're pulling down. Breathe out, coming down. Good. Feeling it in those lats? Good. Good activation of those lats.
Perfect, yeah, really good. I was gonna say, physical touch is always a good one. That was great, because a lot of people don't understand their mid-back very well, and people feel it in their bicep a lot. So it's something I ask about, hey, you feeling this in your bicep at all? Yes, okay, I use more physical touch. Hey, let's lighten up on your grip, because a lot of people, especially women, death grip things. When you death grip, you're gonna activate your forearm and your bicep, which is fine, but the idea would be to, okay, loosen your grip a little bit and really try to identify your energy here, really feel what's getting lit up back here. Don't focus so much here, things like that. But yeah, physical touch, that was great. Okay, so what's the difference between, let's just talk about if I'm doing a pull down on my half kneeling position, if it's my right arm working, what knee's down?
Same side.
Exactly, right. And the reason for that is like bone stacking. I have better balance that way. I'm almost always on this gonna have it on the high bar for this exercise, because they're now gonna be higher, right? Because then I'm gonna run into this issue. Double or single, same, right? Tall kneeling is 2 knees down. Same exercise, just 2 knees down, so a lot more core stability there. Okay, so now let's go, Brett, let's go through standing anchor pull downs. No, standing. Let's go through seated anchor pull downs. Can you throw that blue band back here? You can use the one above it, Brett. Just pull it out and then, yeah, exactly. There you go, perfect.
Oh, standing?
No, that's stupid. Seated,
Yeah, that's what I was like, what? Seated, right?
Yeah. That's why when I read it, because I was trying to do the opposite, and then I was like, no, wait, never mind.
Okay. So seated, single arm pull down. On the box. You got tension on this. You're gonna pull our shoulders down, have our lats engaged, squeezing the shoulder, pulling the shoulder blades back. Okay. Got constant tension on this. Chest is up. So we're gonna pull down. We're gonna come right down to the bottom of the hip. Okay. Up nice and slow. Breathe out, and then we're gonna breathe in here. So we're neutral grip the whole time. Okay. Really engaging that lat. We're gonna feel this in the lat, not our biceps. Do that by really focusing on pulling the shoulder back. Okay.
Perfect. I don't think we need to do it. Let's move on. Carrie, is that okay? Or you want to try it?
No.
You're sure? Okay. So what's the difference between the anchor and the band?
Yeah, we need it.
The band, it's changed.
I'll do it over.
Changes resistance, right?
On the way back, you gotta control it.
Exactly, right? So I think that anchor is easier to coach someone, especially if they have I have a new client right now who's like horrible shoulder control. Like anchor for me is gonna be a lot easier for me to get her to do it right than the band. Because with the band, she's now also fighting the form and how to use the tension on a band. Okay, so Kyria, let's go assisted passive hang.
Assisted. Okay.
Paul, you're in such a vulnerable position right now. Just want to kick that.
Trust me, I'm always ready.
Just want to give that ball a little kick. Did you hear that, Roger? I told Paul he's in a vulnerable position. He goes, I'm never in a vulnerable position. I'm always ready.
Like a cat, you know, you think
Like a
a cat's
cat.
sleeping.
All right. So what I want you to work on is just hanging. We're gonna work on your grip strength.
What else? What else?
Core strength.
I mean, it's passive, so not really. What else are you working on?
I mean, it's your arms and your shoulders.
And what are you doing to your arms and your shoulders?
They're just loose, right?
So you're what? You're really making me work for this, Kyria. You're really making me work.
Relax.
You're stretching. So hey Brett, I know you've struggled with, which I'm just making this up, but I know you struggled with tight shoulders, so passive hang is a really great way for us to help mobilize your shoulders so that you're able to have better posture, you're able to do more things as a form of exercise or even just general life. So that's because a lot of people are like, it's almost like a suitcase carry. People are like, why would I do this? Why would I just carry a heavy weight by choice? Or why would I hang from a bar for those are exercises where you really have to explain yourself because people don't see the point in them and they don't want to do them.
All right. So Brett, I'm gonna have you do this passive hanging bar. So you're gonna come up here, okay? And we're just trying to stretch out your shoulders a bit, okay? So you're not gonna just hold on and let your body weight hold. Okay? So you can have your feet out in front of you, okay, and just let your body weight. Now you can put as much body weight into this as you want, okay? So I want you to be on your toes. If it feels hard just being on your toes or your leg strength, that's fine, but I want you to focus on holding on.
What do you mean put as much body weight into it as you want? What does that mean?
That means if you feel like your arms can't hold you,
So you're loading your what?
so load your legs.
Exactly, right. That's more understandable for me. It's because most people's faces Brady, you want me to do that? That's really intimidating for people. So exactly what you did, I didn't know what that meant, but that's exactly right. Making the person comfortable with the idea of hey, you can use the box as much as you need, right? Because if I can get them to do this for a couple weeks, they're gonna be more open to the idea of then letting 1 foot go off or letting 2 feet go off, Yes, excellent job.
How does that feel? You got it?
Okay.
Okay. Feeling it more in your arms or in your legs?
More like my back, my lats.
All right, try to just don't activate your lats, just hanging and letting the weight pull you down. Okay? How does that feel?
Feels good. Feels like a good stretch.
All right, what about, okay, I want you to hold on. I want your thumb to be around that bar. There you go. So use a neutral grip.
Suicide that shit?
Huh?
Don't suicide that shit?
Always do with pull-downs. Pull-ups.
All right. Okay, and now go ahead and stand up.
down again to about our armpits. Nice squeeze of the shoulder blades. Then we're gonna go back up. We're breathing in as we go up. And we're exhaling as we come down. So chest is up. Squeezing those quads. Legs are nice and flexed. Pull the shoulder blades back. Good squeeze at the bottom. Think about squeezing like a walnut between your shoulder blades. And then going back up. Cool. Alright, so go ahead and sit down. Have our legs nice and wide, try to keep straight if you can.
Especially for new clients, which this is an advanced pretty advanced exercise, but like I would always take the handles for her and let her sit down because yes, she's young and agile, but like it could be really awkward. And if they let go of that handle, like no one's out of limits with that handle where it's gonna go.
Fly somewhere.
Yeah. So if Kyria, which she does, but she's not, you're not sure. Well, I guess you're seeing it a little bit. So where will she fall with her hips being tight? No, absolutely not. She's gonna fall the other way. She's gonna fall back. Her hips are tight. She doesn't have she doesn't have the ability to create flexion. So what you're gonna see, can you show me your lower back fall in a little bit, Kyria? That's your upper back. I just want you to show like, exactly. Yeah, so like what people will do is they'll go like this. You'll see them sink into their lower back like this. And what's something you could do to help her sit taller? Let's imagine she's really bad and you're like, oh no, we couldn't do this. What could you do?
Bend the knees?
No. Well, yes, but if she's already there, like let's say she's able to, yeah. Can you pick your tush up, Gary? No one wanted to help you. You're on your own, Kyria. Okay, so now, do you feel a little bit more mobile in your hips? Okay, wider legs as much as you can. Good, and then point your toes like a little ballerina, and then sit taller on your tailbone. There you go. So now so the reason I say point her toes, it's not wrong what you said. What you said was great about the line and tension. This just forces her to create tension in her quads, right? If she's not really good at creating tension and she's like, go ahead and flex your ankle, right? She has to now consciously be thinking about this, but if she's pointing like a ballerina, it almost does it for her naturally. But yeah, elevating, if someone's kind of in between, like she can sit like that, but you kind of see it's a little uncomfortable, I'm actually gonna get a better pull down from her like this than sitting flat on the ground. How are you getting a good stretch down there? Yeah, okay. Otherwise, I think that was really good, really good. You can.
So pull the shoulder blades back, good. We're gonna pull down, squeeze our quads here, right down to about our chest, armpit area, good. Breathe in, and now we're gonna exhale. Or we're gonna breathe in, and now we're gonna exhale as we come back down. Good, think about squeezing a walnut between your shoulder blades right here, good. Chest nice and tall. Good, nice and slow on the way up, keep that tension. Good.
I really like this movement because I think it's like you're getting a lot of strength, but you're also getting a ton of mobility.
That's squeezing the shoulder blades too.
It's so good, Carl. All right, so I don't think we need to do passive hang, right? Because that's passive hang is basically what Kyria did, but without the box, right? You still would use the box to help the person get there unless they can reach it. And once people do it a few times, they're usually pretty comfortable just reaching up and grabbing it. But if you're dealing with someone that hasn't done it a lot, I'd always use the box just to give them that comfort of like knowing they can reach it without trying to have to reach it, you know? All right, let's go TRX chin-ups. Kyria. Just get rid of that blue band, Brett. Had you guys ever seen this exercise?
I actually hadn't. So
it's really great.
Cool
I love it. Yeah. I love the idea that I can have like someone that probably will never do a chin up in their life do a chin up. You know, like there's so many people that will never have the amount of strength to do an actual real pull up. It takes a lot of work.
So the setup is you just make it as short as possible, right?
The setup is, no. The setup is Kyria is going to make it whatever height her client's clavicle is.
Clavicle.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
Clavicle area, right? So that he can fully lock out is the goal. Yeah, so for Brett, you're gonna have a harder time just because he's tall. So you might have to, like, which happens to me all the time, I might have to test it a couple times, right? Like, hey Brett, like go ahead and try this for me and let me see it, and then I might have to move it for you, which is totally fine. I think you're good where you are though, but.
Assisted.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Brett, so I'm gonna have you do an assisted pull-up.
Chin up.
Okay. So you're gonna have the the handles are going to be around your chin, clavicle area.
And you can even say like, hey, this is set up for you, not for me. So for me, it's going to look a little funny because I'm shorter than you, right? Like.
Yeah. All right. So I set this up for you. You're taller than me. Most people are. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold. Your hands are going to be facing each other. All right. I'm going to have you go on your toes. You're going to lower yourself down slowly. All right. Pull yourself up. All right. As you're going down, as you're down there, what I want you to focus on activating your shoulders. So we're going to push your shoulders back. Try to pull yourself up. Now you can put as much weight on those legs as you want. Okay. So if your arms are getting tired, you can put more weight on those legs so it's more your legs are doing the work rather than your arms.
My jam, guys. Do you feel awkward here yet?
Yes.
You look awkward. So yes, it's a perfect adjustment. Get directly under it. Don't be behind it, because like it's a row if you're behind it, right? For a chin up, you got to be directly under it. And then number two, what looks awkward to me is your hand width. If you're pulling yourself up, you're gonna be right. You're like this. When you're pulling yourself up, an actual chin up, you're gonna be right in front of your shoulders or outside of your chin ups. You're not gonna be inside.
Starting off like that?
You can start out a little bit wider to make, especially if you're doing, majority of people have some sort of tight shoulders. So they're gonna be a little more comfortable and they're gonna get better lat engage with a little bit wider grip. Versus like this is gonna be really difficult for someone that doesn't know what they're doing. Try it again with those two things and see if it feels better just to you as a person. Exactly, yeah, good.
Activate those lats, good. Pull yourself up, use your legs as much as you need. Good, up to your chin. Slowly lower yourself back down. You feeling those lats activated? All right. Just gonna pull yourself up, breathe out. Yeah. Good job. Lower yourself down.
It's harder than you thought, right?
I like it.
Awesome. Really nice. Yeah, so one thing I see coaches struggle with a lot is which you caught it really fast because I think you sensed it happening, but you can come up, Brett, unless you're enjoying that. But yeah. So let's say you talk them through the exercise beautifully and you step away. That's what coaches do. Like, all right, I just showed you. Like, okay, what happens now? The client is literally your shadow. Like I've tried to go to the bathroom before and clients follow me to the bathroom. Like that's what they're doing. They're here because they hired you for your professionalism to like get better at things. So be like, all right, but it's your turn. Go ahead and take the handles. I want you to get right under it, right? Okay, now I want you to bend your hips, sit down in that seat. Like I'm gonna demand that he does it step by step exactly the way I did it. And it's demanding in a good way, in the sense of like he feels like he's in my hands, so he feels safe and cared for and okay, I know what I'm doing now. Does that make sense? I think that's a really great way to show your confidence as a coach. Versus if you're just like, that looks really insecure to me. You know what I mean? Yeah, all right. Get off the handles. All right, so barbell chin-ups, Brett. Yeah, one of my faves. We use them a lot. And then we put these away. I always just extend them back because it's the easiest way to pick them up and
We're
Oh,
down.
not doing the assisted calf regression.
Oh, did I skip?
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Oh, but I'm right here.
Oh,
Yes,
you're
or
staying on the same one.
Yeah, same. They're very different, so that's why I'm like. Love everything Jay does because. Who's spending their life savings if NSYNC goes on tour?
Oh my goodness.
Definitely. This gym might close down because I have to buy a ticket with the money.
What's the setup? How high is this? Is it
So it's the same as a TRX.
clavicle? Too high. Oh, that's all right.
Her confidence is taller than she actually is.
Go down one. Would you go down?
Just look at her face.
Well, make sure you get a good stretch.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's exactly right though, Brett. Like just ask him to come and hey, come over here so I can verse like, guessing and then screwing it up and having set up the whole rack and then take it down. This is my favorite part. Watching people figure out J-hooks.
The worst.
Even clients, I'll let them struggle for a few seconds before I go help.
System's different.
It's even enough, yeah.
You said even enough?
Yeah, meaning like it's in the right hole. Some of the racks, when the bars aren't on them, they don't look perfectly straight, but is in the same hole is what sorry, I don't mean it, I didn't mean it like that. But the way you can tell is if you count your numbers and your holes. So there's a 3, I know there's 2 holes below on each. You can use whatever you want. How's your back feeling?
Pretty good at the moment.
Better?
Then, you sleep all night.
What's up?
It's better after it warms up.
Yeah, my back's the same way.
We're just going assisted barbell chin-ups?
Yep.
All right, here, so now we're gonna do some assisted barbell chin-ups. We're gonna do a reverse grip here, shoulder width apart. Keep our arms flat. We're face away from the wall. We're gonna have our hips right under us. This is hard because I'm a little taller than you.
Babe, walk your feet forward. Walk your feet ahead of you, feel better. Now you can sit your hips down. There you go.
All right. So we're gonna lock out our elbows here. We're gonna be directly under that. We're gonna pull our shoulder blades back, chin is nice and tucked. And we're just gonna pull ourselves up. We're gonna try not to have much weight on our legs, but you can load your legs as much as you need to make the movement happen. Come back down, good stretch. Pull our shoulder blades back again. Bring it down. And we're exhaling as we come up right there. Making sure we keep those hips right under us. Sound good?
Does it matter if her hands are wider than her shoulders?
Probably not, right? Just depends on the
Definitely does, yeah. That's why. That's why it matters.
Oh, okay.
You want to think bone stacking, and what people's natural instinct is to go a little wider or a little narrower for some reason, but they never want to be directly in front. That's where you want them. You want them directly in front because you're going to be stronger from that. You're going to have better engage. Like bone stacking and joint stacking makes people stronger, whether it's loaded or being from a pulled position.
Okay. All right, so go ahead. Face away from the wall. Make sure the bar is back. All right, that's good. Shoulder width apart. Good. All right, go ahead.
Oh no, you're okay, I think, because what this is gonna, Roger and I talk about this a lot, because see, I'm not gonna say anything, just watch what it's gonna make you do at the end, at the top. Because the bar's a little high for you, it's gonna make you do something. Go ahead.
So you can have a little bit of weight on your feet as much as you need to make the movement happen. We're gonna pull our shoulder blades back. Good. And we are just gonna pull ourselves up, really using those lats. Good. Squeeze to the top. Good. Down nice and easy. Awesome. That's good. Go back up. Pull the shoulder blades back. Looks great. Good. Where do you feel this? You should be feeling it back here in your lats. Probably a little bit back or in your biceps as well.
No place, I'm strong as shit. So what did it make you do at the top? And get your chin over the bar, right?
Yeah.
That's tightness in shoulders is that's a really great mobility drill for someone that's tight shoulders, because right that little bit, you kind of have to go on your tippy toes to get there, so you're forced to get here. You'll see when people do chin-ups, they get like, people with tight shoulders, they'll get like here and they'll stop. Because their shoulders limiting them to get their retraction, their full engage on their lat. So that's a great technique if you know someone like from training them is tight in their shoulders. Hey, I want to make sure you get your chin all the way up, even if it takes you loading your legs more to get there, so that we can increase the mobility and strength on your lats. Things like that. Really nice job, you guys. Okay, now we are at assisted scapula hang. Let's leave it, and no, you're right, get rid of it, you're right. You just put it on the floor, because we're gonna use it again, Britt. You want blue box? Yeah. Just watch the J. Oh yes, please watch the J hook on your head. You came up so fast. Should have seen Taylor once. Came up, hit her head on those, fell right back down on the floor.
Oh no.
She gave herself a concussion.
What's up?
You gave yourself a concussion on that J hook. That specific J hook.
Yep, that specific one. That specific all right. Okay, Brett. I'm gonna have you do.
You're doing assisted scapular retractions.
All right. I'm gonna have you do some scapular retractions. Okay. So same thing as what we did earlier, where I just had you hang. All right. So you're just gonna be hanging. Yeah. But this time, instead of not using your shoulders, what I want you to do is push those shoulders down. Okay, what that's going to do is automatically kind of bring your chest up a little bit, so that's what you're feeling. And I want you to just hold it. Okay. So you can put as much weight into the shoulders as you want. If you need your legs, go ahead and use it. But I want you to be kind of on your toes. Okay.
Cool.
I'm just gonna have you hold it. Make sure your grip is neutral grip right around the bar.
So this is retractions. So it's a movement, not a hold. Yeah, movement holds are going to be harder. So allow him to go through the full range of motion. Yeah.
All right. So,
I mean, otherwise it was great. So we can. You don't have to keep going, but yeah, not wrong, just different. And Brett, probably go high bar.
yeah, I'm gonna have you go high bar. So let's. How is that box for you? Do you feel comfortable? Let's.
Great.
Okay.
It's perfect. too.
Actually, let's move it forward. I'm gonna have you step down. That way, you can be on your toes. Alright. Good. So you're gonna let yourself down, right? And then activate those shoulders. Okay. Okay. So back down. So you're gonna try to think about pushing your shoulders down to the ground. Good. And back down.
That's drastic scapula mobility. Like this is really good. You don't. This is not what you will see.
Okay. No.
This is drastic. Yeah.
It's a baseball player.
That's like me. That's exactly how I am. Most people are like moving 2 or 3 inches, and you're like, okay, I guess that's good, but that's all they have. Yeah. That's really
makes
good.
me jealous with those.
I
It's
know.
ridiculous. When you just cat cow over there, I was just like.
I kind of forgot what just happened. Do you, I'm serious. Did you coach him on where he was feeling it, that kind of thing?
No, I did not.
Okay, I didn't think so. That's why I didn't want to say it unless because like I said, I kind of went somewhere else for a second, but because I was distracted, I was like, oh, it's really good.
All right, so you're thinking about pushing those shoulders down, good. And then you're gonna lower yourself back down. Where are you feeling it?
My upper back.
Upper back.
Yeah. So most people's answer will be their hands, right? Because Brett knows what he's looking for, but like, remember, you're an
I
infant.
do feel it, man.
There you go. Okay, you're an infant. Yeah, so I'm a lot of times like, hey, this is where I want you to feel it, right? A little bit of compression in your ribs. Remember, because eventually I'm not going to have that box there anymore. I want you to be able to support your own weight like that. Awesome, really good. Great exercise. Okay.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Over chin up.
I'd say the way you're facing the wall, but then
No, curious. You're so much like me. So the answer is like right here in front of your nose, and you're thinking over here. Like it's the only difference is the hand position.
oh, what?
See, as I'm saying, like I know you know it.
Chin-ups are gonna be reverse.
Yes. So chin-ups are going to be reverse and directly in front of your shoulders. Pull-ups are going to be opposite. Opposite and slightly wider. So this is my chin up. What I'll say to, and people usually, everyone here is going to know a chin up before they know a pull up. So I'm like, hey, you know your chin up hold? All right, that's here, right? Now all I want you to do is leave your thumb where it is, flip your grip open, flip your grip open, wrap your thumb again, and now you're in your pull up grip. That way people have, it's like we have the same similar, well, you'll learn, we have setups for Bulgarians and stuff like that to make people have the same repetition setup in their head. That way, because like you look over and they're like over here or over here, and it's like you need to give them something to make it the same every single time. So you know your chin up, use your thumb, flip, and you're there, okay? Pull-ups are harder because why?
You're not using your biceps to help you.
You're not using your biceps to help you, exactly. And it's more shoulder demanding, but I'm actually way better at pull-ups than at chin-ups. Don't know why, but I am.
Too, actually.
I'm way better at pull-ups than at chin-ups, but I think it's because I have tendonitis in the shoulder elbow. Okay, questions? All right, good. Neutral holds, makes sense. So neutral, how do we do neutral? If we're using the bar. How do we do neutral?
Those are the grips, right? The cable grips?
With these. This is neutral. So if a program says neutral, you're not doing a chin up, you're not doing a pull up, you're doing neutral. Someone with tight shoulders.
Might move a little bit.
For someone with tight shoulders.
So high I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Keep that foot straight, keep that leg straight. You're gonna think about activating those lats, so push those shoulders down, and pull yourself up, and then roll yourself back.
I'm gonna give you the 16-inch girl. Here you go. My favorite part about that demonstration is that she was hanging the entire time she was talking. I'm like, her group's gonna get so tired, she's just hanging there. Okay, so this is how I coach it. I literally say to the client, like, and of course now you know, like, you need a 16-inch box to demonstrate it. That was a 14-inch. Hey, this is really difficult for you to get your foot in by yourself, so I'm gonna demonstrate by myself because I've done it a few times, but when you're doing it, I'm gonna help you get in, so don't get nervous with watching what I'm doing. Something like that. Right, so then when I'm gonna have, yeah, it's okay. So Brett, now I'm gonna have you jump on the box. Perfect. I'm gonna have you put your hands up, get your hand position the way you want, in a chin up position, perfect. I'm gonna pull down the band low enough for you to put your foot in. Cool. Beautiful. Okay, so now I need you to keep your left leg locked out when you step off the box. I'm gonna help control your body for movement. Okay, you ready? Yep. You nervous? Nope. Okay, great. Go ahead and retract. Inhale. Exhale as you pull that chin all the way up over that bar. Beautiful. Now I'm gonna stop touching you a little bit, okay? You feel good? Awesome. Excellent. Really nice. Like that, just to like give him security. And I also do exactly what I just did. I push the leg back so that he knows he's on the box. So I literally push his non-stable or his non-engaged leg back
on the box.
just to like make him feel like, okay, I know where the box is now. Or I'll say like, hey, the box is right there, something like that.
Yeah.
Because if you have one bad experience with someone doing this, they're never gonna wanna do it again. They're like terrified, you know?
Yeah.
All right, where are we at?
What was it? Foot banded chin up. So then is ISO pull-up holds.
I think we're good on that. Pull up, remember? Hand position's the major difference. Pull, chin, pull,
Foot
chin.
banded pull-ups. So the same thing, just a different grip.
Yeah, this setup is, I think, the biggest takeaway from that is just knowing how to execute the setup correctly so that someone feels comfortable.
Negative chin-ups from the rack.
Negative chin-ups from the rack. Okay, so I would always give someone a peg or a J-hook to get up. Do you remember how Roger demonstrated that?
I know this comes down a little bit.
He stepped up on
Yeah.
there.
Right, exactly. So,
He used the wall.
right, so you can either be a spider monkey or you can get someone. This obviously is not as comforting as this. I use these all the time. Like, they're not gonna bend, but for someone, exactly the reason why Brett just gave me that face, the client doesn't necessarily feel comfortable with that. So I'm gonna give someone a J hook. I basically, same thing I said to Brett about his hand position. And I'm gonna have his hands up, pull up or chin up? Chin up hold, right? No, what? Pull up, what?
Negative chin-ups.
Negative chin ups, yeah. So I'm gonna say, all right, put your foot on, get your arms loaded first, so that way you don't have to waste your energy getting up there, right? I want them to use their body to get up, not their arms. So that way, once they're up, they're only using that energy to come down slowly. Okay, next.
Knee banded chin-ups.
Okay, so knee is harder than foot because there's less tension on the band. So let's say you're doing foot banded chin-ups with someone and they're smoking it, you can immediately be like, hey, let's try this instead. That's an easy way of, instead of changing the band. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the important thing, I don't know if Roger said this, but the important thing about this is people tend to allow the band to pull them forward. So when they're here and I'm like, okay, I'm in front of them as a coach, I pull the band, let them put their knee in, right? They let the band go like this. You want them to keep that band pushed down the whole time back here because it's keeping the tension on it. If the knees are like this, there's no tension on the band anymore, right? So then they're not being successful. And I recently said that to someone and that they're like, oh my God, that makes such a difference. So that's definitely an important cue. Keep the knee down. All right, where are we at?
Knee banded pull-ups, same thing, pull-up grip. Bodyweight chin-ups.
Bodyweight chin-ups. So I think one of the biggest issues with people that have never done chin-ups or pull-ups is understanding that it's a total body movement.
Yeah.
You can tell, or if you see it a lot, I can tell by watching someone's body hang. So if I'm gonna do a pull-up, this is not the right setup for a pull-up, right? I need to lock out my legs, retract my shoulders, and use my whole body to come up, because if I'm like this, that's my arm doing the work. So being able to teach someone stiffness is gonna be how they get a pull-up. And I break it down a lot for people. Okay, do one chin up with a retraction. Okay, now go into a passive hang. Okay, now retract again and then pull. Getting them to reset over and over again. It's kind of like we're talking about the deadlift. Get people to reset over and over again, it puts it in their head better. Next.
Negative pull-ups.
Same as we just talked about. Stiffness is huge there. Not rounding your shoulders forward is really important on a pull-up. especially a negative. People tend to, like you did it at the top of your chin up, you went like this. You just want people to lead with their chest.
Your Roger said, like, make sure they don't shrug.
Exactly, yeah.
Body weight pull-ups, weighted pull-ups,
Weighted pull-ups, we use what for? What are your options?
medicine ball or weight ball.
Medicine ball between the leg, right? That's what you can load with. You can use the weighted belt. Did Roger show you those things? Okay, perfect.
I really like the med ball too, because like he made us do it. Like you really like.
He made you do it?
Yeah, you like really activate your core. Like it was sweet.
Did you die? That's really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like it creates a really
It was
good
cool to feel
tension
that,
of
yeah.
a line tension, yeah. Exactly.
And that's the last one.
Really? Oh, so good. Okay, yeah. Wait, what about mixed grip? Did we skip mixed grip?
With the negatives, there's mixed grip.
Mixed grip? Okay, so mixed grip's really important. We do that a lot. So switch grip is on a lot of people's programming. Switch grip is literally one hand switch grip chin and switch grip pull up, right? So switch grip chin is this. I'm gonna lean towards my right side and unload my left, because it's the chin. So my left is gonna support me, but I'm working towards a one-arm pull-up basically, because I'm leaning towards my right? If it was a switch grip pull-up, right? Now it's my left arm, and I'm leaning away from my chin-up arm and towards my pull-up arm. Does that make sense?